Alright, this is Steve, aka Claude Ramon Design. I thought I'd record a video of me making the first mold for the Woodland Elemental critters. This is the base that is used for the Jack Rabbit. I'm going to do this on top of this wooden block. So the silicone is going to be probably about a half-inch out here, half-inch out here, and then cover this entire thing. This is not part. This is going to be kind of a cap, so the mold can open up and I can pour it. Or if I want to rotocast it, I'll be able to just pop this on there. This has been covered in beeswax in this too, so it should actually help keep the silicone or resin or anything on with it. So when I do resin pour, I do have this part on with resin pour on with just something I'm trying for the first time from another mold maker. And this is just a repurposed wooden candlestick that I'm using for the base. So yeah. We have some Thi Vex, which is a resin or a silicone thickener. 2 containers of it, so on each roll. We're going to try it when it comes to that. But, first one though was not actually, I don't know. Alright, so these are 2 new containers of Rebound 25. It's faster curing. About 20 minutes it's cured, tacky. And I can put another layer of silicone. Since this is getting brushed on, it's a brush on mold. I want to save materials costs. So anyway. Before we do a standard thickness of this, or before we use this Thi Vex, which is a thickener, not a thinner, we're going to do a regular coat of silicone without any thickener in it, because I really wanted to kind of just pour over everything. So we're only going to do a tiny one. I'm going to use these 2 containers, mix in here. Yeah. Maybe I'll move this back this way. That way. I can't really see what the hell's on camera, but normally I would just pry these open with my hands, but I had surgery about a week ago. A week and 2 days. So this is about my max weight limit as well. So instead of prying them open, which is going to use more muscle strength, I don't want to stretch those muscles right now because they're healing. So we're going to use a pair of pliers instead of me using all finger and arm strength. Makes a little bit of a difference. Either way, I'm probably going to be sore tonight and upset with myself for doing this. But, you know, I've been sitting on my butt for a week and 2 days. So I really kind of want to start doing this. So that does look like it needs to get stirred. Usually, since this is only, I bought this about a week ago, usually I don't need to. But it's looking like I do. So we're going to use this is what I didn't really want to do, but this stuff's a little thinner. Oh no, it doesn't, it's not really that bad. It just had a glossier coat. I don't normally use this rebound stuff, so I'm used to my pink Mold Max, what do I use? Mold Max 300, I think, usually. It's a little thicker than this. Tiny bit. Yeah, I think I'm right. I don't think I really need this to mix this a whole hell of a lot. If I had this sitting on a shelf for a month, it would need to get stirred. But I think we're golden, pony boy. Yeah, I'm old. Alright, so basically I'm just going to fill a little cup with to the top. And I don't care about air bubbles since I'm doing this as a brush on. And I want to get this all the way to the tippity top. I don't know if you guys could see what I was doing. Again, I don't usually record on my phone, but that's what we're doing here. I kind of have it stuck in place. So we got that. So we're going to hold on to that to use to stir this A and B together later. So let's put part 1 there. A is done. Move on to B. Same thing. I'm going to use the pliers to open it up. I already took it to the Dremel, and I used my Dremel to slice all the cut marks in the lid. Let's see what I'm doing. I'm tempted to just use my fingers. Oh. Feel free to yell at me if you watched this video. Tell me I should have not done this while I was recovering. I'm sure I'm mostly okay. Alright, this looks pretty good too. Doesn't really look like any kind of separation is going on. So we're gonna do another part 4. I'm just gonna use this tongue depressor and get our part V in a little shot glass measuring cup. Alright, looks like we're good. That one can get stuck in there. We can move you over here. I'm not closing those lids since this is going to be, I'm going to be opening it every 20 minutes anyhow. First layer, like I said, is going to be done at regular consistency. After that, we're going to start to add a little Thi Vex to make the mold a little thicker. So, let's move this guy back here. I got a little brush. Maybe we won't put him here yet. I need this. So we're going to dump A and B into this bigger container. This time I am going to just scrape the other A part with the same tongue depressor, because it doesn't really matter that there's any cross-contamination at this point with these. Again, my normal mold material of choice is the 300 series. 300. That takes about 48 hours or 24 hours to fully cure. This is going to be cured 20 minutes, so I got to kind of move a little quicker. But cured. I thought I had just brought over some other mixing cups. Let's use one of these. I'll just let that sit in there. Basically now, I'm just going to let it drizzle and run down this. So you can see, since I didn't add any thickener, how it's really thin up at the top here. When I add thickener, I'll start making thicker layers, thicker coats on here. Really just doing a thinner coat to get into all the nooks and crannies, even though there aren't a lot of nooks and crannies on this. So. Alright, coat 1 is basically on here. When we do coat 2, I'm going to add fatter coats to the corners and a fatter coat to the top. Probably mix the same amount. Seems to be a reasonable amount. But we'll be back in 20 minutes. From now. So we're back. You see how this really spread out in the 20 minutes? It's because there was no thickener in it. So this next batch that we're going to do, we're going to add a little thickener. That's going to mean that it's not going to spread out as much. This really gives you a base thin coat. You should be able to touch it now. It's a little tacky. It's not fully cured, but it's tacky. Alright, so this time off camera, and now through the magic of editing, bam-ity bam bam, we got these two ready to go. This time we're gonna put them in the mixing cup. We're gonna add a little Thi Vex to it. Alright, so we got another mixing cup. And we're gonna try my older container of Thi Vex. So we just have a smiley face cut on top. Pour a little bit in there. Mix it up and see if it starts to stick to the sides. If it works, it'll stick to the walls of the mixing container. And the more of that you add to your silicone, the thicker it gets. Becomes more like a troweling. Yeah, something like that. So it did pretty well. Let me see if I can show you. So normally, you can see here, spreads out as you apply it. It's kind of what you want to do when you're doing a two-part mold. You want it to spread out to cross the stuff. So I'm basically going to plaster a bunch of this to the side and then hold it opposite of where it was. And you don't see it falling. And that peak stays. So that was enough Thi Vex. And that Thi Vex is still good. So now, gonna kind of trowel it on versus what I did with the paintbrush. And as I trowel it on with this, I'm just going to spread it out. I think I'm going to use this batch at the bottom and wait 20 minutes. And we'll do another small batch like this and start doing the pedestal part. Right now though, we're going to kind of trowel this onto the base here. And I'm going to get my, what's the bottom on this is the top of my mold. So I'm going to be pouring basically where the wooden base is that I'm covering right now. And after I get this emptied out onto the bottom here, I'm going to do a little more shaping of it on the base. Give myself the thickness from here to here that I want, kind of all the way around. I'm going to start that, but not till I get like all this trowel in place. I need more here. Finish that. To do the next batch, we're going to start up top here, and we'll get the thicker layer of silicone. Probably not going to have enough to do all of the entire thing, so I'll probably do the four corners with more silicone first. Then we'll start the top here. Should have enough to do that, and maybe we'll start from the bottom up. We'll probably do that. So I'll probably do the corners, and then start folding the silicone up higher. So I don't want to waste any silicone, so I keep digging at the container, trying to eke a little more out of it. And we're back. So now if I touch this, it's tacky. It doesn't come off on my finger. So we're ready for coat number 3. And I'm going to try and not do as much stuff. You know, stuff. Silicone. I also noticed, since I'm not on this side of the model, that I had an ear bubble here and an ear bubble here, and I have an ear bubble on the side over here. And so I messed that up. And I have a cat behind me saying hello. So we have a magic. Now we're going to do B. Over that way. B. Usually I don't give a where I'm walking and what I'm bouncing into, cat. Alright, so ta-da. Ta-da. A, B. Both little shotgun or shot glass filled. I know, thank you. I'm talking. Just clean this one, so we're gonna fill this one. Alrighty, we're back. Finished this. Let's see here. One, battery space or memory on the phone ran out, so we lost that section. Two, I think I did a second thing after a second application after that even that I didn't record. Three, I don't remember if I think I missed hitting the button when I did this. I don't know. I'll find out when I go to edit stuff and look at the videos I recorded to see what we have in there. But anyway, it's done. I'm going to do now a shell, this side of the shell toward me, and then I'll flip this around this afternoon sometime or another, or tonight, and we'll do that side of the shell. So we're using freeform air to make the shell because I want it to be really light because I'm using a rotocaster, and the plastic paste that I use for shells, I use both materials for shells, but plastic paste is a lot heavier. It's plastic. This freeform air works really great for shells. It's very light, can be sanded and stuff, and I actually use this material also when I do some of my fantasy animal busts, like the deer. The big Woodland Elemental deer that's made of to look like bark is made with freeform air. So anyway, it's a one-to-one product also. So basically we take a ball of one, and eyeball another one. It's okay to eyeball this one. Eyeballing silicone and resin, bad. But this stuff's okay to eyeball. So I'm gonna grab a handful of the other part. And we're probably gonna have to do this like about 3 times right now to get the shell. Shell's gonna cover down here a tiny bit, and it's gonna go up and around like that. Let's see if we could use a tiny bit more of part A. Let's see what happens after we smush this into a ball. Yeah, they look closer now. So basically we're going to mix these together, and we're going to lay it on top of the silicone. And it makes a really, really light product. Take your time. You can have all day. So with this, then we'll do these agents all on the edge. Right now I'm going to use the first mix batch to do the base. Drop it in here. Drop it in the mix. Remember it's up here. So it's here. It's there. Roll this into a ball. I'm going to actually, you know what? Bad Steve. Very bad Steve. Should have released it on that plastic. Stiff. Let's see if we can get this done before this is just wax. Can't open it up quick. If you're watching this video, do not press scissors on you to open up. This is a so waxy thing. I'll put it on bottom and on the model here. So the material doesn't bond, stick. So I have a couple of spray on these things I also use. This is what I was talking about when I was saying after I get part side A or side B or side whatever, done. I'm like, go with apply, you gotta have the mold. I'm gonna use some of this on the edge of the freeform air, because the freeform air will also bond itself after you've had your hands on. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so let's do this again. So roll it out. We're gonna hit like that, follow around base. And roll it out to, just eyeball my halfway point right about there. After I get this in, flatten a little bit, pull it a little bit. And eyeball that in the middle there. Good. Then we're gonna just tap with fingers. Okay. And I'm gonna continue pushing it up. That. I'll get back here. There we go. Don't, if Jen watches this video, these are not her scissors I'm using to open up this material. This is just a wax release agent. I'm going to put it along the bottom and on the model here, so the material doesn't bond and stick. So it's, I have a spray-on release agent that I also use. This is what I was talking about when I was saying after I get part side A or side B or side whatever done, I go with apply the other half of the mold. I'm going to use some of this on the edge of the freeform air, because freeform air will also bond to itself after you've had it as well. Anyway, Alright, so let's do this again. Let's roll it out into a tube. We're going to hit like that, all around base. And roll it out tube. I just eyeball my halfway point right about there. After I get this in, we're going to flatten it a little bit. Pull it up. And eyeball that middle there. Okay. Then we're going to just tap with fingers. Okay. And we're going to continue pushing it up. Like that. I'll get back here. So we got this left, we're going to apply roll out and flatten out. Flat there. Free fingers, kind of sticky. I have a little spray ball down here somewhere that I use. I'm using freeform air. Basically, it's alcohol water. And got more. Try to cycle. It helps work with it. And doesn't stick to your fingertips. That's why it's a little tacky. I can see it's all part of my hands. That around right out of there. Mix it in here. Then, alright, we still got time. Alright, so let's do this again. Just gonna roll it out into a tube. And we're gonna hit like that all the way around the base. Let's release. And I'm gonna roll out another tube. I'm gonna just eyeball my halfway point right about there. After I get this in, we're gonna flatten it a little bit. And eyeball that middle there. Okay. Then we're gonna just tap with fingers. Okay. And we're gonna continue pushing it up. Like that. I'll get back here. So pretty good. Now we got this left. We're gonna apply. Roll out and flatten. Roll out. Flat there. Freeform air is kind of sticky. I have a little spray ball down here somewhere that I use. I'm using freeform air. Basically, it's alcohol water. And got me more. Try to cycle. It helps work with it. And doesn't stick to your fingertips. That's why it's a little tacky. I can see it's all part of my hands. That round right out of there. Mix it in here. Then after I get this ball mixed in there, I'll apply that there. Right, I'm going to batch, but before you do that, I'm going to still we're going to all this. So I'm writing that on my way. And we're going to get that in here, come back. So, got it all in here. Once I found this really strong, so I can leave it a little bit. But freeform air is kind of sticky. I have a really old spray bottle down here somewhere that I use when I'm using freeform air. I need to add a little more alcohol into it. It's basically a mix of alcohol and water. And I got to make more. After I do this, I think I'll make another batch of it. It kind of lets you work with it, and doesn't stick to your fingertips. At a certain point, it gets a little more tacky. Right now, you can see it's all covered in my hands. I'm just gonna kind of back around where I added the other layer and mix it in here. Then after I get this ball mixed in there, we'll apply that there. Alright, now I gotta mix another batch. But before I do that, I'm gonna see if I can still open it. Oh, alcohol in here. Only stuff I found was really strong, so I diluted it a little bit. But alright, so I'm gonna now mix another batch, and I doubt that this batch will be enough to totally get what I want covered, but we'll see. It might take 3. We're gonna get 8. 8. Now, let's see what's and they look, let's choose. And right. We're going to let's see what work. Good. So I'm going to now put these kind of in the middle. Here, I'm going to plug it in. And let's try that. This is our A and B size of our mold. These little keys are right here. They make it easier to, we'll pull them. You can get rid of them on the table. I'm going to put these right now. I'm going to ways I usually help on this. By bringing the circles around, I'm going to do the side, more very first. You open this around it, make it less. See, I got it. So, now it's okay. I think my force, we're going to add more mass all around in there. Okay. So, do this again. So all this is all the way to the Woodland Elemental vessels. I'm going to put the electric color and broadcast them. This is basically solid but I'm going to do all the same. I'm going to do mold, just like this. This vessel, do mold, and what's this here? Bring the mold. So, oh, there's blood. Okay. Right, that's something to do. So now again. And pull this off. Roll out. Flat. Add in here. And flat out. Do that side as you see. Okay. I guess. So I guess I agree with this. I'm going to add some importance. Are we on here? The other thing about here, use something like this, just plastic. You can get it on it. You can add it. There we go. Try this. This is a really try this. Unless you really try to. Not gonna see my later. Maybe on that face. You get it on that. Right, so I'll do it. That's fine. Do that on this. We're going to make all the edges over there. So, make this down, turn around for camera. So you got the idea of something like that. You got some perfect. It's good. Let me yeah. Nice. Nice. I need that more. And here. I got to do a baller. That's all. So I'm going to leave that on the side of the door. So, I think that just worked well. I just know this here, so that's around here. He's there. Try that. Good there. Oh, yeah. This is what I saw it. Right here. The figure was really thin. I got it. Didn't move. So, yeah. We got a little extra spots. That works. So, I go ahead and do this again, because now I want to spend all the spots I need. We'll see. Try this right here. Let's see if I spin this around, if you get a better view. Again, I can't see that camera worth squat, so I have it doing a selfie type of thing, so I can't really see it because I have it at an angle, but I think if I spin it around like that, you can see this a little bit better. So there, this is our side A of our mold. Now after this cures, when you saw me putting this plastic, I mean not plastic, the wax, I'm going to do the same thing after this cures. We're going to put a layer of wax, probably about an inch in, just so I know I have some over the edge a little bit more. Then we're going to do another coat of this stuff on this side, and this time we're going to overlay on this so that these shells will lock together. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're back. So we did side A of the shell. We're going to do side B of the shell. This takes 24 hours to cure, but at this point it's, you know, halfway through its curing process. It's not going to go anywhere, so I can do my B shell over top of it. We're going to do the wax here, because we do not want the side B to stick to side A. So we're going to do wax where we're going to do the overlap. This is just a wax release agent. Get this all over everything. we should be good. I think. So there we go. Right? Super. Looks great. Alright, so last time we did I believe 3 rounds of but the surface area here isn't going to be enough to really balance this whole mold by itself, so it's always going to need something that it's going to sit in, but it'll help a little bit. So I got this tiny bit left. I'm just kind of looking for where areas might not be the fullest. This looks like it dips compared to over there, so I'm just going to add this whole last piece like right in here and then smooth it out. Smooth it out. I'm going to walk to the other side again. Take a look at my seam here now. see how we did in the morning or afternoon or whenever the heck I take a look at it. So I'm not gonna use gloves. All right, so here's the shell. And can use that, I guess. So I'm gonna kind of poke around the edge of the shell. And since I have some plastic corrugated underneath it, it really kind of gives. And I'm going to try and just give this little taps. See if we can kind of just loosen it, because I don't want to break the shell. We'll see if it's moving away from me. Let's move our freeform air out of the way. So, technically I could probably pry this entire thing off of the base. I don't know if that will help me with Operation Break the Shell Apart. So the silicone is also sticking to this. But I do know that this shell is not sticking to it anymore. Oh. Let's twist this around this way again. There, it's pretty much done. Step one, kind of done. Ta-da. So this wood base will also work as a plug if I try to do I don't think my release agent, oh yeah, it did, there, see, barely. So now I don't want to hit this too hard because it will break. Plast paste, if I use that, beat the hell out of it, I'd be way more willing to smash things like the Hulk. But this is not Plastipaste. Freeform air is a little more breakable, but you can still see that it has taken my abuse with the old screwdriver. And if you look here, you can see that it, like you guys can see, it is starting to pull away. So it's just a slow process, don't rush it. And yeah, hope the release agent, the little wax I used, is gonna serve me well. I do see it breaking away on the side away from the camera. I do see it breaking away there. But the idea is that it is a really tight fit because you want these shell to work for you to hold your possibly thin and flimsy mold together. So yeah, I can tell. But this is also probably bad after having 2 hernias repaired, huh? That's the other reason I'm kind of taking it slow. I don't want to strain myself too much. There, look, see? Pulling apart a little bit over there. We'll do that over on this side too. There we go. It finally gave. I should be able to pop it apart now. So there we go. Side B. I don't know. And this side should probably come off fairly easily from the silicone. Shouldn't have much of a fight. Ta-da. So here you can see key. All those keys will find their home and keep this in place better. So, and then this will lock into it like that. Now, I have this popped out. Now this should have enough flex in it to where I probably am not going to need to cut it, but I think I'm going to have to end up cutting a line here. I might cut it where the keys are, like right here, so that the line is inside of here instead of right at the spot where these two hit together. But I'm thinking that this will pop right out. This is also covered in beeswax, so that the silicone's really not sticking to it. But if I want no line that I have to kind of clean up, ta-da! There's our original. There's our mold. Next up, maybe later this week, I will later this week I'll do a pour on this. There we go. That's all I got. We're done. Part demolded.